Hello everyone, and welcome back to TYTO Ecology, the Biodomes of Plenty event that we have going on, where we are trying to unlock each and every one of the biodomes and all of the plants and animals within. And we are back to the Frosted Pines biodome, our Arctic biodome, and I'm pretty excited to see how things have changed. Oh, look how cute you are! Look at your little tail! No, come back here! You're so small! I take like 2 steps and you just disappear. Oh my gosh, look at him! Look at the little Arctic ground squirrel. I am so in love with his little rump. Oh gosh, he's so cute. And then we've got some of the hares right over here. Why, hello, my friend. I hope you are enjoying many a bearberry. But it has been a good 3 months since we have last come to this biodome. Not in real life time, don't fret, just in game time. And we have been letting it grow and prosper without us, on the hopes that we can build up a good bit of plant life and a good bit of some of the basic herbivores before we start introducing the predators, such as our wonderful fox. We should probably go ahead and unlock the Arctic fox. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and unlock him because he was only 1 TYTO coin, and then we are also going to be adding in things like the lynx and the lemming and even the Arctic wolf, which I know is going to make many of you very excited. And I'm actually thrilled about the caribou. I had no idea, but apparently there's species of caribou that are endangered in Canada. So if you happen to be up in Canada and enjoy those caribou, do please let me know more about them, because I found that very fascinating when I learned about them. Let's see, and we have wolverines, grizzly bears, oh yeah, polar bears, and moose, who are probably going to be huge. Not as huge as our dinosaurs, but pretty large, so I would love to see them too. And then what do we have going on over here? A bunch of hungry little mouths. I see a lot of snoozing tiny ground squirrels, and I think those are baby ground squirrels who may finally be putting a little bit of a dent in some of our plant populations. So let's see, nothing in the summary, so I don't think that any of the groups have split. None of the groups have gone extinct. We have 8 adults and 20 juveniles in the Arctic ground squirrel territory, and 35 weeks before they reproduce, and the babies I think have about that long before they actually reach maturity. Let's see if we can spot, oh, there's one. Spot one of these teensy tiny little baby Arctic ground squirrels. Okay, about 40 weeks to maturity for them. So I think it is probably a good idea. Let's check on our bunny populations. They're going to reproduce in 11 weeks. There's 5 rabbits right now. Probably a good idea to get more plant life diversity down, so that if the ground squirrels or the rabbits, or excuse me, the Arctic hares, start going after one specific plant group, there'll be others that can hopefully ease that up a little bit. Did I add some field horsetail last time? I think I did, but not a lot. And we'll kind of spread out the populations a little bit to give everybody a slightly better chance. And I think we unlocked all of the populations of plants last time. There are not nearly as many plants as we get in our jungle biodomes, which would actually be a fun thing to build today. But we haven't been back to our Himalaya biodome in a long time. Let's see, and let's add some populations of bearberries back here, so that if they do eat all of the bearberries over there, it will take the bunnies a little bit longer to travel, or excuse me, the Arctic ground squirrels, especially with their teeny tiny little feet, much longer to kind of travel over to this side where they can hopefully get a little bit of food. All right, let's speed things up. Dun dun dun. And we'll add some of the tuxed saxifrage over here. Tuft saxifrage, there we go. Ah, that's right, and we really do want to get down lots of this caribou moss and this jewel lichen. I remember this now. Oh man, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and spend our TYTO coins, our precious TYTO coins, unlocking this, because I remember this decomposer now. This is a really important decomposer, because I think that actually some of the plant-eating animals in the biodome will eat this, like, as a backup, which, honestly, that's just scraping this orange stuff, like, off a rock with your teeth. So I would be a very desperate Arctic ground squirrel if I was doing that, but it can happen! That's the whole point. So yes, plant-eating animals in your biodome will eat jewel lichen. In nature, however, the lichen does not have much of a role in the diet of any vertebrate. Yeah. That's very, very true. Apparently, there's over 30 species of lichen in the British Isles alone. Congratulations to those of you living in Britain. So this is, let's see, it will survive indefinitely if it isn't killed off somehow. That is one of the really cool things I remember learning about lichen. Yes. I went to university. I went to school. I went to class, a very fancy class with a very fancy professor, specifically so I could learn about the lifestyle and the reproductive habits of lichen. And it's actually much more complicated than you would believe. Being able to complete my exam on lichen and moss and fern reproduction was one of the most difficult exams I had to do in that class. You may think that it's ridiculous, but believe it or not, when you start adding in multiple ways for a plant to reproduce, instead of just like one or the other way, instead of just seeds or runners or any of the other bits and bobs, it gets really complicated. So basically ferns are cool and they can reproduce in dozens of different ways, it seems. Not really dozens. And there's my little ramble there for the day. Man, that brought back like some of the harder parts of university in a flash. Just this tensing of my jaw and this slow nod of, ah yes, the lichen and the fern exam. I remember that. So let's go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put down some more interesting plants than lichen over here too. And I know many of you are very eager for some more interesting animals as well. And I'm kind of on the fence. I think if we start with the Arctic fox, that might be a good idea as far as predators go, because there's only 2 of them. The ermine, however, there's only 2 of as well, and they are exceptionally aggressive and they're small. So I wonder if we put the ermine down, they can kind of start to have a little bit of a dent on the Arctic ground squirrel and the hare population, but maybe they won't need to eat quite as much as the Arctic fox. So I don't know. Let's add the ermine. We've got teensy tinies. They've got teensy tiny feet. We'll just kind of put the teensy tinies all together, and I need to save up for caribou moss for the caribou to eat. All right, let's see. And also I need to put down more white spruce trees. Oh dear. Well, apparently not in this big open field. They're not going to go in there. All right, come here, white spruce. And we need to unlock as many of the areas as possible too, because unlocking all of the biodome gives you more energy regeneration for when I start rambling on and on and on about all of the interesting animal and plant facts that I know or had shoved into my head in university. Also, what's wrong in our biodome? Something's unhealthy? Hang on here. What's struggling? Average health. Average health. Yes. Well, what's not making this place happy? Yeah, we've got low on the detritus and All right. Well, I'm not sure exactly why it's not feeling the happiest, but we'll take care of things in here. Also, what are the achievements we can have in this biodome? That might give us some really good goals to shoot for. The can of decomposers. Let's see. That's rainforest, grassland, tundra. Unlock all the tundra animals. Okay. And I think some of these things are really interesting, like mule deer, marsh deer, desert tortoise of certain ages. Those are really cool. Have a biodome for 200 years. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. I am the danger. Oh my gosh, clever girl. See, I would love to have tons and tons of these achievements that I can just work on for all of our different animals. Oh, what just happened? Somebody changed colors. One of my plants changed colors. Trust me, I know these things. Is it my bearberries? Okay. Well, I'll come back to those later. All right, well, enough poking at bearberries and muttering to myself about plant reproduction. Let's go ahead and add in the ermine first, I think. So let's see where our population is for the ground squirrels here. Yeah, there's a lot of juvies there. The ground squirrels over here, lots of juvies. Ground squirrels over here, lots of juvies. So maybe it'd be a good idea to put the ermine kind of right in the middle of all of that, because then they could peck from 3 populations. So they could either make those 3 populations go extinct altogether, or it might be a really brilliant idea of being able to kind of ease up the burden on any one of those 3 populations long enough that they can hopefully split off and go somewhere where the ermine won't bug them. So let's try putting down our very first predator. here. He's gonna go smack dab right in the middle of all 3 of our ground squirrel populations, and hopefully he will have plenty to eat. And we'll put down a little jewel lichen where I added him so I can figure out where I should zoom in. All right, because they're tiny. Let's find, oh yay, we got more TYTO coins. All right, look at you. Look at you! Oh, he's so cute, you guys! Isn't that just the most precious thing you've ever seen? And then over here, we're gonna have this little guy rush by. Look at him! Look at him! He's like a little Arctic ferret. They're much more aggressive than ferrets, though. If you guys are not familiar with the ermine, I highly recommend looking them up because they are tough little guys. They will take on anything they possibly can. You shouldn't be starving. There's plenty of food. They will, oh, doing battle. Oh, he's on the run for it. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Oh, wow. That's so pretty. Is it like an aurora borealis over our head? All right. Well, come on, little guy. I'm going to be really put out. Where'd you go? I'm going to be... Oh, there he is. Oh, there's a baby. All right. So as we can see, they are... Oh, there was the baby. Gosh. All right. Well, the ermine is pretty full, and he has feasted upon one of the baby Arctic ground squirrels, which is very hard to like think about sometimes, but that is the cycle of life, especially in an enclosed biodome ecosystem like this. All right, so their diet, carnivores through and through. Ermine hunt small mammals at night. When rabbits and the like are scarce, they will instead eat birds, eggs, frogs, fish, and insects. Though they are small, they are very aggressive and can deter larger carnivores such as foxes, badgers, and domestic cats. Once an ermine identifies prey, it approaches closely and snaps the prey's neck with its sharp teeth. Then the ermine wraps its body and feet around the prey and bites its skull repeatedly. They want to make sure it's done. It's onion rings. It's going to be dinner. Let's see. They prefer woodlands, marshes, and open areas close to forest regions. So we put them smack dab in the right spot. Wonderful. Let's see. They prefer colder temperatures, so they inhabit the northern regions of Eurasia and North America. Ever resourceful, ermine build their dens in tree roots, hollow logs, stone walls, and rodent burrows. They also climb trees and swim with ease. What tough, tiny little predators. Although the female ermine only produces 1 litter per year, they mate freely throughout late spring and early summer. They live 1 to 2 years in the wild, but have been known to live up for 12.5 years in captivity. And the female care for their offspring, which are born blind and helpless, unless you're born in this biodome, in which you just appear out of thin air and plunk down onto the ground as an adorable baby. Social life, female ermines stick to their birthplace for most of their lives, while males spread out to establish larger territories that encompass multiple females' territories. That's really interesting to me. That's very interesting. And they only have relationships when it's time to breed. And let's see. Yeah, okay, good. Chemical cues. So they're just awesome, tough, itty-bitty little predators who are going to take on the world. Thank you very much. And they are now here in our biodome. Huzzah! Huzzah! I wonder if that's enough. I don't know if that's enough. It's going to be 42 weeks until they reproduce. And meanwhile, it's going to be 22 weeks until these guys reproduce. And there's a lot of everybody. There's kind of a lot of everybody involved, and our bunnies just had babies. So you know what I think, guys? I think we should probably go ahead and add in those Arctic foxes just to see what will happen. I'm really feeling that maybe adding in the Arctic foxes is a good idea too. Because there's so many ground squirrels, there's only 2 ermine, and even though I was really like kind of cheering how tough and rough they are, I feel like they aren't tough and rough enough to be able to survive the onslaught of herbivores, and we do have some evidence that the herbivores are getting a little bit out of hand with the bearberry populations going down. And I think the bearberries are starting to spread. Is this bearberry babies? Yay! I think this is bearberry babies. Yeah, 3 weeks until these are mature. Good. So we just need those bearberries to not give in, not give up, and continue spreading. And I kind of want to make a cute little pile of these itty bitty flowers, like right over here. Maybe put a jewel lichen right in the center. Let's see. Is that gonna work? How? Oh, those flowers are itty bitty. What the heck? Just what exactly is a pasqui flower anyway? Let's see. Doll sheep and other herbivores will consume pasquier flowers. Humans use extracts from the pasquier flower to treat cataracts. A cataract is a cloudy spot on the eyes. What? That is so interesting. Some insects will actually rest on flowers in the tundra for extended periods of time because the flower's color absorbs sunlight and helps the insect to warm itself. That is so interesting because the coloration of these flowers actually is very bright. Whee! Oh, look at the tiny itty bitty baby ground squirrel. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Hey, don't eat all of my flowers. I'm trying to make a little flower field over here. You adorable little goofs. But, oh gosh, they are coming to eat all my flowers. But that's so interesting because of these bright colors on these flowers that will actually result in the insects resting so they can kind of warm up. Sort of like, you know, the way tarmac, the black tarmac gets really hot in summer. Well, other colors will absorb more warmth too. So that's really fascinating. Oh my gosh. All right. And I'm going to make like a little flower field around this jewel lichen because I want to. Just, it would be fun. And if I put down enough flowers, then maybe they won't eat all of them. So that's kind of my hope there. But let's find a place to add in the Arctic foxes that I think would do pretty well, because I do think there's too many babies already to really kind of sustain what we're trying to go for in the Arctic biodome. So as our final little thing that we'll do for today, how big is the Arctic fox territory? Pretty big. So I think what we'll do is we'll sort of tuck it right back here, I think. Maybe like, oh, well, I want it to overlap with a few of the other territories. So I think I'm going to put our Arctic foxes kind of to the side over here. And that should put them in the territory of this entire population of the ground squirrels. And that should put them in the territory of half of the population of these rabbits and these, hares. And even overlap a little bit with the ermine just in case they start to get out of hand. But one population of Arctic ground squirrel, should be out of reach entirely around the corner, and one is good over there. So hopefully that will keep them safe, and we won't run out of herbivores, but we'll have to see. However, my friends, my fox-loving friends, we have finally added in a deeply held fan favorite, the fluffy, the beautiful, the all-white fur of the Arctic ground fox. So I hope this makes a lot of you guys very happy. A lot of you are very, 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 very much fox fanatics. I'm thinking of a few of you in particular. And hopefully adding them in will give you somebody to really cheer on. Feel free. Oh, look at him. He already got some food. Huzzah. Feel free to give them all those beautiful blue eyes. Holy moly. Wow. Give them your love. Give them your names. He's like staring at the food he has conquered. Oh, he's so pretty. And cheer them on as our Arctic foxes now start making their home here in our beautiful biodome, hopefully increasing the animal and plant diversity just a touch so I can start getting even more of our wonderful TYTO coins, and possibly arriving just in time to save some of the populations of very, very pecked away bearberries that are trying very hard to reproduce. Thank you very much, bunnies. So maybe this is just in time adding in that couple of carnivore groups. And the ermine should be just fine. I think that they are not that hungry. They're just fussing about it, and they're just super tiny. So it's hard for their teeny tiny little feet to rush after all of the little ground squirrels. But they need to kind of go for a run for their money. Because they happen to be predators, and if it was too easy for them, they would just wipe out our ground squirrel population, no problem. All right, I'm going to add in a few more of these trees. As long as we can stick down some spruce trees, that's a great thing to do. And then we'll save up to expand the biodome. And I think next time we might even take a peek back into the dinosaur biodome or even our Himalaya biodome to make sure that we can be unlocking everything and kind of churning along so that we can start generating a lot of TYTO coins to help us with our big projects. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.